Hello everyone, welcome to a new TouchDesigner tutorial. Today we are making this Glitchy Sinewave. This is a composition that I made some months ago and I find it really cool to make a tutorial about it. We can make a quick overview of the file. First we have the pop network with a feedback loop and then some top operators, but essentially the main thing of the tutorial is the pop network, which will give us this glitchy look that is pretty cool. So let's start with the tutorial. So we start from scratch and we create a point generator. We set the number of points to 1 million. If you have problems with your GPU later, reduce it to, I don't know, 500,000 or less. It depends on the capacity of your GPU. So now we create a pattern so we can see the movement of the composition. We made this in the vertical format, so we are changing here the sign and here to ramp, so we have the sine wave in vertical format. We change here the number of cycles to 2, and here we set the map to height to 10 in the y-axis, so we have this shape. We can animate it too. We could set this to as time seconds that multiplied that to 8, so we have this moving. We could also add a null and set the render so we can see how this is going. Set a camera, a constant material, and a render. We change this to 720 1080. So we change the background color to 1, and here on the camera we change the translate to 8 and 5 in the y-axis. So we have like the sine wave center. This is like a bit cheating, but in this composition I think it is a little easier by this way. So we change now the pattern to the combine operation to add, so we can see the points moving around the pattern. And now we are creating the feedback loop. We create the feedback and we can make now the keyboarding. We reference it to the start, and we are going to make here some space because we need some operators. First we are creating the feedback end. We create a null we change this to feedback end. So we can see that it is already working. We create a noise. We change the period to 0.39 and we are going to set a very low amplitude, that is 0.0001, and we change the output to multiply. So we aren't seeing like anything. Now we create here the twist. We make here a scale. We are going to make some more space. We change in the twist the strength to 286 and we output the scale. And here we are creating a math mix with two operations. First one, it is absolute on the scale, and the second one is P plus scale. We need to change the exponent to 0.34, for example. Maybe we can adjust it later. If we deactivate the math mix, we can see that here the noise is on all the sine wave, but if we activate again the math mix, it is like some kind of trail, I don't know. You can change the sine wave, changing here the scale. For example, sine, we make this. There's a lot of possibilities with the math mix operator, and also with the noise, that I'm going to change the color box to red, because probably here we can change like a lot of things. For example, well, at the moment we can see like bigger variations, but we are going to see it clearer with the next two operators. We create here another noise, and we are going to change the period to 0.3 and the exponent to 4 and the amplitude to 1. We can see that this is too extreme, so what we have to do is to activate here the noise and recall it to scale, and in the combine operation set it to none. So we aren't seeing anything, but now we create here another math mix and we make this operation, a plus b multiplied by c, which is p plus scale multiplied by 0.1. So we already have like these glitches around the sine wave that looks pretty cool. And as you can see here, this is changing a lot, because I don't know, we can make like a thinner sine wave with these glitches. That looks cool too, but we want something like this maybe. We are changing the constant, set the transparency on, and this maybe to at the moment 0.4. So yeah, this is actually the main composition. That looks pretty cool. I'm going to set the viewer so we can have more FPS. And now we can make here the top operators. We set the out. And we are making here a feedback loop. Well, we can split this in two. Here set it to top viewer. Here deactivate the backdrop tops. Maybe I had to do that earlier, but I forgot it. Add here a transform, add here a level, and here a composite. Reference it into the feedback. We use here the keyboarding that we have earlier. And we change here the operation to add and here to 0.5. Maybe now we can change the constant to 0.2. Just a little trick that I've been using lately. If you want like some more fluid movement, I would recommend to change the alpha to maybe 0.05, like very low, and change the opacity to maybe 0.8, so we have like this more fluid movement because of the feedback. But if you want like a harder movement, I'll change this to 0.5 and this to 0.25, maybe even 0.2. So we could also create here a lookup, and here we create a ramp. If you want like a bit burnt colors, I would change this to circular, so we have this. But this depends on your tastes. So yeah, I think this is all. As I've said, here we can change like too many things. This has plenty of possibilities. Maybe we could animate here the noise, so we have like a bit more movement. and I don't know, there's like a lot of possibilities. Here in this noise you can make it cleaner. This looks also pretty nice. This is all about trying and seeing what fits with your ideas. So I hope you like this tutorial. It's been a while since my last one, so today was a bit hard for me, but I hope you find it useful, and if you have any doubt, let me know in the comments or in my social media. So yeah, I hope to be posting more tutorials soon, and if you want to support me, follow me on my social media or check my Patreon if you find something interesting. And yeah, see you in the next one.